Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Press IO.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association ARCA series. I'm your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we are coming to you live from Talladega, a 2.5-mile oval located just outside of Talladega, Alabama, where these drivers are going to compete for 60 laps in the first round of the playoffs here in the ARCA series. The weather tonight, we have a beautiful clear day. It is 83 degrees out, and the track temperature is a whopping 131. That track is baking in the sun here today. The rules for tonight's event: these drivers are going to be given 3 sets of tires, 60% fuel, and 1 quick repair to complete the race tonight. And this is shaping up to be an exciting race, folks. We are going to take a quick rundown of our ARCA playoffs bracket. Your playoff drivers are going to be Vincent Isabella, Cody Sanderson, Preston Shepard in the 3 seed, Sean Merriman in the 4 seed, Jonathan Wiley in the 5 seed, Joseph Truskowski in the 6th seed, Thomas Adams in the 7th seed, Alan Martin in the 8th seed, Dave Nail in the 9th seed, Brandon McGraw will be your 10th seed, Dave Stinson in 11th, and rounding out your playoff drivers will be Aaron Yancey in the 98 car. Exciting playoff race starting, and it already started exciting last week with the move Aaron Yancey made to make the playoffs here. We're going to take a look at that once again. We bring up our replay from last night. They touch. Or last week. Aaron Yancey in the 98 car. Dakota Dennis very aggressive here at the end. Jonathan Wiley trying to hold off Cody Sanderson. Cody Sanderson going to go low. Looks like Cody Sanderson is going to clear Jonathan Wiley. White flag is out. Jonathan Wiley, I do believe, got into the back of Cody Sanderson going into the turn. Wiley back to the lead. Trouble back in the pack. Brandon McGraw in the outside wall. We're going to stay green. Jonathan Wiley leading them into turn 3. Cody Sanderson on his tail. Steven Linger trying to get the inside of Preston Shepard, but here comes Aaron Yancey. Aaron Yancey to 3rd, but Jonathan Wiley going to take home the checkered flag tonight as he crosses the line. Cody Sanderson in 2nd. Aaron Yancey in 3rd. Tanner Witt in 4th. Dakota Dennis rounding out your top 5. All right, once again, that was a look at the end of last week's race, where Aaron Yancey made a very aggressive move to race his way into the playoffs. That unfortunately knocked Terrell Wheeler out of the playoffs, but the fireworks were after the race. In our Discord, Tanner Witt voiced his displeasure with Aaron Yancey. The two had a discussion, and they are both sharing the track here tonight at Talladega. Once again, Aaron Yancey will be driving the 98 car, Tanner Witt in the 16, and their pit stalls are even next to each other. So we'll be keeping an eye on the pit crews and see if they get into it tonight. But Tanner Witt did say that Aaron Yancey will not be winning the championship if he has anything to say about it, after that aggressive move by the 98 car. And we are glad to see you back, Joseph Benson. Once again, the first guy making it into the chat. So we are already expecting some fireworks here tonight. And the real question is, are these guys going to be the cause of the big one here? The wreck that is on everyone's mind. Gilla Girl entering the chat rooting for Aaron Yancey. So Aaron Yancey fans in the chat. So Aaron Yancey has some love in the chat, but definitely not on track from that Tanner Witt car. And Preston Shepard probably not too happy with him as well. And I know Terrell Wheeler's got to be looking at that move and thinking, dang, I could have made the playoffs if he didn't make that move. So Aaron Yancey looking like he's going to have a target on his back tonight. And we're seeing Seth LaCroix making his return to the ARCA series as well tonight. He's missed a couple of races because of work, but he is back here tonight for the first round of the playoffs. And speaking of rivalries, we can't forget about the rivalry between Joseph Truskowski and our points leader and number 1 seed, Vincent Isabella. Those two have got a rivalry going as well. Stay tuned for some fireworks tonight, folks. Practice is winding down. Our current leader right now is Scott Leonard, sitting atop the leaderboard with a best time of 51:03. Jonathan Wiley, our league owner, currently sitting in second with a best time of 51:13, and Preston Shepard in third with a time of 51:14. But those times don't mean anything here at Talladega. It is all about the draft here tonight. And one driver I think we need to keep an eye on when it comes to the draft is going to be that 29 of Seth LaCroix. He had a strong finish here last week in the Cup Series at Talladega. And he will be looking to carry that over to the ARCA Series as we get ready to start qualifying. And we are currently looking at the 16 of Tanner Witt taking the track for qualifying. Tanner Witt crossing the line for his first lap. He is keeping that car glued right to the bottom. Tanner Witt's first lap, a 54.71. He is the car to beat right now. Everyone else's times start to come in. We're going to switch over to our buddy Dakota Dennis in that 19 URA Flyovers car. He already has one restrictor plate win under his belt here tonight. He's going to look to continue that trend tonight. Currently looking at our leaderboard, Tanner Witt still the car to beat. He just completed his second lap. A little bit slower than his first. And Jeremy Schaefer entering the chat, rooting for Thomas Adams. I just spoke to Thomas before the race, and he says he can feel that win coming, and this might be the track he does it at. That is the beauty of these super speedways. You can have a dark horse come out of nowhere to win the race. Dakota with a top 10 time there as he starts his second lap. We're going to go take a look at Thomas Adams in the 64 car. He just completed his qualifying run. Good enough for 13th. Looks like pretty much everyone has completed their qualifying runs. As time winds down, we're going to head down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by URA Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem. And a big thank you to URA Flyovers for those opening ceremonies. Make sure you go check them out on Facebook, guys. The drivers have started to grid up, and we're going to run through our official starting grid. Starting on the pole, we have Vincent Isabella knocking off Tanner Witt. Isabella in the 79. Tanner Witt will start to his outside in second in the 16 car. Brandon McGraw is going to roll off third in the 00 car. In fourth, we have Bruce Lee Weaver driving the 36 machine. Starting fifth will be Preston Shepard in the 52 car. Jonathan Wiley will roll off sixth in the 4 car. In seventh, we have Dave Nail in the 21 car. Scott Leonard will roll off eighth in the 6 car. Alan Martin will be starting ninth in the 15 machine. Seth LaCroix will be starting 10th in the 29 car. In 11th, we have Steven Linger. To his outside will be Joseph Truskowski in the 42 machine. Starting 13th will be Casey Flowers driving the 011 car, or the 11 car on your screen. Dakota Dennis will be to his outside in the 19 car. In 15th, we have Sean Merriman driving the 18 machine. Cody Sanderson will be starting 16th in the 5 machine. Cody Sanderson lagging behind there. In 17th, we have Thomas Adams driving that 64 Aaron's Dream machine. In 18th will be Dave Stinson in the 83 car. 19th will be Scott Tomlinson in the 8 car. 20th, we have Aaron Yancey driving the 98 machine. And starting 21st will be Chris Jones in the 33. And Terrell Wheeler is going to round out your field in the 43 machine. They are making their way into turns 3 and 4. We are getting ready to go racing here, folks. Jeremy Schaefer saying that Aaron's Dream Machine is going to win tonight. Pace car is off. Green flag is out. Vincent Isabella taken off. Brandon McGraw going right with him. Those two get extended, and we already see cars diving down to the inside. That's Tanner Witt moved down to the inside line. I'm sorry, not Tanner Witt. Bruce Lee Weaver dove down to the inside line, leaving Tanner Witt out to dry up on the high line. Tanner stuck up there all by himself, looking for a chance to get down. Tanner finally going to get some help from the 19 of Dakota Dennis, but they are back in the pack. That inside line, a lot of energy built up. And Dave Nail now going to move up. Tanner Witt has finally found himself down on the inside line. But that outside line trying to get established. Bruce Lee Weaver leading that. Dave Nail behind him. And Seth LaCroix looking to make his way up to the front here. So already seeing some aggression, just 2 laps into the 60 tonight. We've got Aaron Yancey moving up quick, already up 6 positions to 14th. Changing it up to a PlayStation logo. He is trying to make his way through the pack here. But if I'm in Aaron Yancey's shoes, I'm not expecting any help out there after the move he made last race and the events that followed afterwards. Right now, he's got Terrell Wheeler to his rear end. Once again, Aaron Yancey ended up knocking Terrell out of playoff contention last week at Auto Club. Nubbin in the chat rooting for the 29 of Seth LaCroix. Seth LaCroix already making his way up to 8. That outside line, though, not able to gain any ground. Still not enough energy built up to compete with the inside line just yet. for now. We are staying green. Everyone behaving themselves here. For the moment, it looks like everyone has figured out where they want to run for the time being. We saw Dakota Dennis now moving to the inside line. We're going to ride along with the 11 of Casey Flowers. And guys, these angles just do not do it justice what these drivers are feeling. Even though it is a sim, it's like being stuck in a traffic jam where everyone is going 200 miles an hour. Even the smallest mistake can end your night here. And that top line has finally got together. Vincent Isabella moved up to the top line. It's Brandon McGraw trying to go to the lead here. Vincent Isabella gonna send it back down to the bottom, staying in front of Bruce Lee Weaver. Weaver had the lead for a split second. Looking back in the pack, it looks like Dakota Dennis trying to start a third line there. He's up high. No one wanted to go with him, though, and he's going to drop to the back of the pack. So here at lap 9, we're starting to see a couple of cars moving high, trying to get a third line going. I do believe that is Aaron Yancey up top there now. Oh, correction. That is the 11 of Casey Flowers up top all by himself. Couple more cars moving up. That looks like... I believe that was the 21 of Dave Nail. That is the 21 of Dave Nail also moving up to try and start a third line. And this is where it gets dangerous, folks. No room for error. What? Brandon McGraw has now taken over the lead. Seth LaCroix has moved up in front of Vincent Isabella. LaCroix leading that bottom line now. Dave Neal and Casey Flower still trying to get that outside line going. It looks like Tanner Witt trying to catch up to him and give him some help. And we've got the 16 of Tanner Witt now racing next to the 98 of Aaron Yancey. And based on the events last week, these two do not like each other. And that bottom line dissolving now. Or I'm sorry, that top line dissolving. They tried it. It wasn't working. They're going to fall back in line. Dave Nail to the back of the pack. Tanner Witt thought about going high. He's going to settle in on that top line now. We have Cody Sanderson in the 5 car off the pace. Anderson back there in 22nd. And that's got to be some strategy out of Sanderson, knowing that big one is going to come at some point. We've also got Thomas Adams and Chris Jones back there as well working together. Just trying to avoid the big one here. As we are 14 laps in, it is time for a Creative Castle Crank It Up. right, and we are back. Big thank you to Creative Castle and Marcus Castle for sponsoring our Crank It Up. Terrell Wheeler in the wall. Terrell Wheeler and Tanner Witt getting caught up. A lot of front-end damage to that 43. We're going to take a step back and see what happened here. Keep an eye on Terrell Wheeler in that 43, Tanner Witt in that 16. It looked like Terrell just caught a piece of Alan Martin sending him around. Let's go back one more time and ride along with Terrell. And a violent wreck for Terrell Wheeler there. Jamie Lee Dunning saying that was a violent wreck too. Nubbin saying not the 43. Casey Weaver entering the chat, rooting for Bruce Lee Weaver. This is our first caution of the night here at lap 17. We're going to see everyone coming down pit road. Once again, these cars only have 60% fuel. They will have to pit at least twice here tonight. Nubbin saying Terrell did his best Ryan Preece impression. Bruce Lee Weaver is the first off pit road. Preston Shepard in second. Vincent Isabel in third. Dave Stinson in fourth. Brandon McGraw in fifth. And we're looking at that 43 of Terrell Wheeler. He limped it down pit road. Gonna have to burn a quick repair to get back into this one. And we're going to take one more look at that incident with Terrell. Yep, and it looks like a checkup. Terrell just caught in the wrong spot. That car gets thrown around like a rag doll. And we will step aside for a quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn one. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, we are back, and we have been given the one to go from NORA. Bruce Lee Weaver will be your leader when the green flag drops. Preston Shepard in second, Vincent Isabel in third, Dave Stinson in fourth. Pace car is off. Green flag is in the starter's hands. Bruce Lee Weaver going to take off. Immediately moving to the high side here. Bruce Lee Weaver not wanting Preston Shepard to get a run there. Jamie Lee Dunning stating it's been a tough couple of days for the 43, and I must agree with you there. Bruce Lee Weaver out to the lead. Dave Stinson behind him. Jonathan Wiley in third. There's top three working together. Jamie Lee Dunning talking about coming out of retirement in the ARCA cars. That outside line struggling to get going again. Alan Martin just moved up in front of Seth LaCroix. Seth getting some drafting help, trying to get that outside line going. seeing Aaron Yancey out to the front of that outside line now. We did see a bobble out of him as he got pulled up in front there. They're still about 8 cars back from the leader, though. Here at lap 25, that outside line kind of dissolving there. Only 4 cars to the outside. Everyone else single file. Not wanting to push the issue here early on. About 5 cars dropping to the back off the pace, trying to avoid that big one that is inevitably going to happen. Vincent Isabella moving way up high, trying to see if anyone's going to go with them. No takers yet. No one wanted to be too aggressive, but we have Dakota Dennis, Tanner Witt, and Brandon McGraw 3 wide back there. Tanner Witt stuck on the high side all by himself. He's going to get low now. Brandon McGraw and Tanner Witt fall in line behind Dakota Dennis. Tanner Witt going all the way to the bottom now. Bruce Lee Weaver still out in front here. Getting some help from the Aaron's Dream Machine, the 83 Aaron's Dream Machine. That is the teammate of fan favorite Thomas Adams. But Aaron Yancey now leading that high line. Trying to compete for the lead here. Getting some help out of the 11 of Casey Flowers. And Alan Martin leading a 3rd line now, all the way up against the wall, trying to get some energy together to move up. That 3rd line getting established up there. The top 3 on the middle line did move up. Try not to let that 3rd line get going here. You look back up towards the front. We have a new leader, Casey Flowers, out in front. Dakota Dennis making his way to 2nd now. His first time up front in that 19 machine, and Dakota Dennis is going to take the lead. He's going to move down to that bottom line. Dakota Dennis leading his first laps here at Talladega. We've seen him strong at the restrictor plate tracks already. In trouble, the 43 around again, and I believe that was the 6 of Scott Leonard. Joseph Truskowski getting it through there clean. He will be our lucky dog. And we're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. We see Terrell Wheeler down low, and it looks like the 33 of Chris Jones just got in the back of him, sending him around. An absolutely frustrating night for that 43 team. Not as violent on this incident, though. We're going to see if he can repair it and get back out there. Definitely some damage to that 43 car. Looks like some tire damage. He is going to bring it back around to pit road. Pit stops have started here. Dakota Dennis leading them down pit lane. Casey Flowers electing to stay out. Once again, the pit window for these cars is going to be every 20 laps. So they're short pitting here. Still going to need another pit stop to make it to the end. But some planning going ahead, planning for overtime, it looks like. And Dakota going to lose a couple of spots on pit road. Brandon McGraw and Bruce Lee Weaver get out in front of them. We're going to go ahead and talk to the 19 of Dakota Dennis. Hey, Dakota, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy, loud and clear.
All right, buddy. You were up there leading some laps. How did it feel to lead for the first time tonight?
That clean air definitely helps these cars. I mean, you want to be out front. You want to be in that clean air. You don't want that dirty air on the nose. It just drags you down.
Yep. So, lost a couple of spots there on pit road. Casey Flowers stayed out. Vincent Isabella stayed out. Alan Martin stayed out. Then Bruce Lee Weaver and Brandon McGraw beat you off pit road. What's going to be the key here to get back to the front at the end?
They beat me off pit road. They took fuel only. I took tires this time around. So I had a little longer pit stop, but I got fresher tires. I got more fuel than the guys that did not pit. So if this stays green, we got a good chance of putting this car on the podium tonight.
All right. And are you planning for overtime here? You know, that was a little bit of a short pit. I know the window is about 20 laps. Is that on your mind already?
Yeah, the laps are about 20 and a half to be exact. I mean, that's about what I've been running all night. I mean, we got 29 to go. A little short pit here, maybe. About 18 to go. Give us enough for one green flag checkered if we have to. But hopefully we can run this to the end and we can just come down and take a little bit of fuel and come back out and do what we can do best.
All right. We appreciate it, buddy. Good luck the rest of the night.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Once again, that was Dakota Dennis driving that 19 machine. Working some pit strategy. He elected to take tires, giving up that track position. But looking forward to the end of this one here. And looking back, Terrell Wheeler back on track. Getting that damage repaired, making his way back around to the pack as they have doubled up and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here. They come off of turn 4. Casey Flowers will lead them to the green flag this time by. That pace car is off. Vincent Isabella to Casey's outside. Vincent Isabella, we've seen him so strong throughout the entire season. Casey takes off, leaving Vincent Isabella in the dust. Bruce Lee Weaver looking to get to the outside of Vincent Isabella. Isabella got to fall in line behind Casey. Isabella using that draft to get up alongside Casey Flowers and trying to make a run for the lead here. Taking advantage of Casey not having any help when he pulled away there. But no one's going to go with Isabella. Bruce Lee Weaver and Dakota Dennis now making a move on that outside line. A great restart by that 19 of Dakota Dennis. Is Dakota really giving Bruce Lee Weaver a push? They are out to the lead now. Bruce Lee Weaver, your new leader, Dakota Dennis, a very strong push all over that back bumper of Bruce, even through the turns. Those two working really well together here. And trouble back in the pack. I do believe that was Steven Linger involved in this one. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. And Dave Stinson getting to Steven Linger, sending him around. I do believe that was Chris Jones also caught up in that. Chris Jones with a lot of front end damage. We're going to go back live, watching Chris Jones bring it down pit road, trying to get that damage repaired. Gonna have to take a black flag here. We are down to 24 to go. Now the question here is who is going to pit, who's going to stay out? Casey Flowers definitely needs to pit here. Bruce Lee Weaver and Dakota Dennis, though, they just pitted under that last caution. Got to be thinking about staying out and going into fuel saving mode for these guys. But it does look like everyone going to bring it down pit road now. Sean Merriman and Aaron Yancey going to stay out, though. Bruce Lee Weaver, just a quick splash and go for him. Dakota Dennis in second, coming off of pit road. So Aaron Yancey staying out and apparently trying to cut the track, driving through the grass. Not sure what's going on with that 98 car. Some issues for Aaron Yancey. It looks like maybe some internet connection issues. But Sean Merriman leading this race now. With now 23 to go. We haven't talked about Sean much tonight. But he is a playoff driver currently sitting in the 4th seed, looking to punch his ticket to the next round. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break.
FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
All right, we are back as they make their way down the backstretch. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. It will be 21 laps to go when the green flag drops. Sean Merriman, your leader. Aaron Yancey to his outside. Bruce Lee Weaver in third. And Scott Tomlinson in fourth. I'm sorry, Scott Tomlinson in third. Bruce Lee Weaver in fourth. Dakota Dennis will restart fifth, and Jonathan Wiley in sixth. as they get things sorted out here. We still have a full field. Scott Leonard, the only one out tonight so far. That big one has not happened. Most of these issues have been at the back of the pack. We're going to see if that can hold up, though, as we enter the last 21 laps. And the green flag is out. Aaron Yancey and Sean Merriman leading them down into turn 1. That outside line staying very developed out here. Now with time winding down. Bruce Lee Weaver making his way back to the front of the pack here. And we got Seth LaCroix also making his way back up to the front here. Some shakeups, and I see the 42 of Joseph Truskowski out there in the back. Currently sitting 15th, but we've seen him fast and aggressive. He is just biding his time, waiting for the right opportunity to move up towards the front. And Jonathan Wiley, your new leader. Wiley moving up now. So Sean Merriman dropping back. He's now third in line on the bottom row. Dakota Dennis caught in the wrong spot. He is now back to 15th. Once again, these guys pitted, last pitted lap with 23 to go. They're going to be a little bit short if they do not conserve fuel here or do not get another yellow flag. Here comes Tanner Witt now to the front. He's up to third. His buddy Aaron Yancey dropping. Aaron Yancey is back to ninth now. We are still waiting to see what happens when these two get together on track after last week. Looking back in the pack, we have Alan, I believe that was Alan Martin and Casey, or I'm sorry, Vincent Isabella and Casey Flowers not giving each other any room there. Isabella stuck there in the middle. Casey Flowers up high all by himself looking for some help. We are down to 15 to go. Casey Flowers very aggressive on that outside, trying to make moves up to the front. He's up to 7th. He's going to fall in line with the outside line now. Cody Sanderson moving up to the high side. He tries to challenge Seth LaCroix for the lead. This stays green, folks. This will turn into a fuel mileage race. Who can save the most? They went green flag racing with 21 to go. The pit window is about 20 and a half laps, so it is all about saving. Cody Sanderson still trying to challenge Seth LaCroix for that lead. Don't count out that 19 of Dakota Dennis. He dropped to the back, trying to let these cars pull him around. He's got to be thinking about that big one. Still a potential for that to happen as everyone's getting a little bit more aggressive here. Cody Sanderson now out front. Tanner Witt giving him a push. Seth LaCroix in third. And they're 3 wide. Steven Linger in the wall. Caution. Caution is out. Our 4th caution of the night. Vincent Isabella, Steven Linger, Aaron Yancey, and unfortunately, yet again, Terrell Wheeler caught up in that, and it looks like Jonathan Wiley also caught a piece of that. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. We see Steven Linger battling with Casey Flowers here. Casey Flowers caught in the middle all by himself. Steven Linger just trying to follow his drafting buddy. And that is going to shake things up for the finish. The question here now is, do you pit or do you try and stay out, conserve fuel under yellow, and take the track position? And it looks like everyone going to come down pit road here. Except for Vincent Isabella, he's staying out. Isabella staying out, trying to take the track position. He was caught up in that last incident, though. And Steven Linger off pit road in first. Alan Martin, second one off pit road. Seth LaCroix, third off pit road. Shaking up the standings here. And I do believe Steven Linger is going to have to serve a black flag for pitting under with a closed pit. The shape saying that 11 being too aggressive there. I don't know if the 11 was being aggressive or Steven Linger just tried to come down and follow his drafting partner. The 11 was stuck out there all by himself. No help for that 11, though. And we're going to step away for one more quick commercial break.
It's race day on iRacing. The grid is set. Engines are rumbling. The chat is buzzing. The anticipation is building. But before the green flag waves, you need a moment that gets hearts racing. Hoorah Flyovers delivers cinematic, custom airplane flyovers for your iRacing or esports event, bringing real-world energy to your virtual track. Add a patriotic punch to your pre-race show. Whether you're hosting a league championship, a memorial race, or just want to hype the crowd, Hoorah brings the thunder. Fully customizable, easy to book, stream ready, guaranteed to get your drivers and fans fired up. Because when the jets fly, everyone pays attention. Stand tall, fly loud, race proud. Hoorah! Visit Hoorah Flyovers on Discord or Facebook and bring the flyover experience to iRacing like never before.
All right, we are back, folks. It will be 9 to go when the green flag drops. Alan Martin will lead them to the green flag. Seth LaCroix in second. Cody Sanderson will restart third. Tanner Witt in fourth. Brandon McGraw in fifth. Sean Merriman will restart sixth. Joseph Truskowski in seventh. Preston Shepard in eighth. And Dakota Dennis in ninth. And Casey Flowers rounding out your top 10. Vincent Isabella did pit a lap late there. He goes all the way back to 19th. But everyone is good on fuel now. And really, it's still anyone's race. We see Terrell Wheeler. His night is done. He is stuck on pit road with a lot of damage to that 43 car. A very frustrating night for that 43 team. And the pace car is off. They enter the restart zone. Green flag is out. We're going to try this one more time, folks. Alan Martin leading them down into turn one. Alan Martin getting a push from the 5 of Cody Sanderson. Seth LaCroix trying to battle on that outside. These guys are linking up, trying to be aggressive. That 5 of Cody Sanderson, though, with a great push. He's going to go high, though, and try and leave Alan Martin out to dry, but Seth LaCroix is not there to help him. I don't think Seth has any interest in helping Cody Sanderson. Sanderson going to complete the pass, but Seth LaCroix going to come out the big winner there. Seth LaCroix to the lead. But here comes Tanner Witt on the outside now. Cody Sanderson right back to pushing. He's pushing Seth LaCroix on that bottom line. And look out, because here he comes, Joseph Truskowski in that 42. Now making his way up to the front. He currently sits in 6th. That outside line has got a great run on Seth LaCroix. Tanner Witt not leaving Sean Merriman yet. There he goes. Tanner may have overextended himself there. Seth LaCroix drafts right back up to him and goes right back around. In trouble, back in the pack. That was the 11 of Casey Flowers getting spun. Yellow flag is out. And Dakota Dennis caught up in this as well. We're going to go see what happened with Casey Flowers. It looks like Casey Flowers just all over the track. We're going to take another look at it here from this angle. So Bruce Lee Weaver also caught up in that. Let's go right along with Dakota Dennis in the 19 car. Dakota just caught that 11 of Casey Flowers in the wrong spot, sending him around, collecting himself, Casey, and Bruce Lee Weaver. Because they're going to bring it down pit lane to get those cars serviced. Dakota Dennis still with a quick repair to use. I believe all 3 of these drivers still had a quick repair. Dakota driving through his pit box, though. He's going to take some fresh tires to get back out there. But they're going to, at the end of this one, they are going to have to come from the back. We also have Thomas Adams caught up in that as well. A lot of front end damage to that 64 Aaron's Dream Machine. I still wouldn't count anyone out, though. Seth LaCroix is our current leader. Cody Sanderson in 2nd. Sean Merriman in 3rd. Preston Shepard in 4th. Tanner Witt back there in 6th. I'm sorry, Tanner Witt in 5th. Alan Martin will restart 6th. Brandon McGraw in 7th. Joseph Truskowski in 8th. Dave Nail in 9th. And Dave Stinson will round out your top 10. And we are doubling them back up. The lights on the pace car are out. It will be green flag next time by. 4 to go at the green flag. But to these drivers, that must feel like 100 miles as everyone is getting more aggressive. And we've still got to worry about the big one. Once again, still 20 drivers left in this one. I'm sorry, 19 drivers. It looks like Thomas Adams is going to be out of this one as well. But still almost a full field. And Thomas Adams entering the chat with a frowny face. And we are sorry to see you out of this one, Thomas. Kill a girl, not a fan of the 29's paint scheme. And the pace car is off. Seth LaCroix leading them to the green flag. He enters the restart zone, a full car length ahead of the 5 of Cody Sanderson. But the 52 of Preston Shepard right on Sanderson's bumper, looking to give him a push and go to the lead. All right, and the 11 of Casey Flowers slow on the inside. Trouble for that 11. Going right back to the front here. 29 of Seth LaCroix dropping to the back. Cody Sanderson, your new leader. With some help from the 52 of Preston Shepard. Here comes Joseph Truskowski, though. We haven't talked about him all day, but he has now found himself in the top 5. Steven Linger, now an issue with that car. The 91, he is slow, very damaged with 3 to go. We are staying green here, though. Alan Martin, the leader, with a push from Joseph Truskowski. Truskowski going to go low and take over the lead. Truskowski dropping back. Here comes the 83 of Dave Stinson. Everyone getting aggressive. So they get ready to cross the line. It'll be 2 to go. Tanner Witt making a dive to the low side, trying to get out in front there. And we're 3 wide. Joseph Truskowski now pushing Cody Sanderson. Truskowski looking for a hole. They get it sorted out. Back 2 wide for the most part. And we've got a spin. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag comes out. We've got overtime. Looks like Chris Jones involved in that. We're going to go back. Take a look what happened here. Watch that 33 of Chris Jones, that U.S. Army car. It looked like it all started with the 52 of Preston Shepard. He collects Dave Stinson and Vincent Isabella, Chris Jones, and Seth LaCroix. LaCroix with a lot of damage there. Barely limping that car back around. And we're going to have overtime. Honestly, that car looks like a dirt track car. The way it's going through that corner. Let's go ahead and take a ride with Seth LaCroix through that one. So that will shake things up. Scott Thomas is on pit road now. Bruce Lee Weaver, Dave Stinson, Steven Linger all on pit road. The veteran racing team getting sent to the back after that one. Vincent Isabella in the back after that one. Dakota Dennis in that 19 car, though. Moving up to 9th from 19th. All right, guys, we're not going to get into that in the chat now. Once again, guys, we are going to try and keep our politics out of the chat here. We get ready for the exciting conclusion of this one. After that shakeup, we now have Cody Sanderson in first, Joseph Truskowski in second, Tanner Witt in third, it'll be Tanner Witt in fourth, Dave Nail in third. Aaron Yancey will be... I apologize, guys. I am waiting for everyone to get this stuff straightened out. Dave Nail will restart third, Tanner Witt in fourth, Aaron Yancey in fifth, Brandon McGraw will restart sixth. They are doubled up. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing here, folks. I do believe anyone still in the top 10 has a chance to win this one. Will Eister saying the 42 car looks like Danica out there. All right, the green flag is out. Cody Sanderson leading him to the line. Cody Sanderson trying to make that car 2 lanes wide, but Joseph Truskowski going to hold steady on that outside line, looking for a push from Tanner Witt as these cars get up to speed. No one wanting to give an inch. Truskowski throwing a block there on Tanner Witt. That's going to slow him up. That's going to allow Cody Sanderson to get out front. They're going to get through this lap clean, it looks like. Joseph Truskowski now to the lead. White flag is out. Joseph Truskowski, your leader. They're bobbling. Joseph Truskowski going around. They're wrecking on the backstretch. Dave Nail now to the lead. Jonathan Wiley in second. It's a drag race to the finish. Neither one of them has any help coming. Jonathan Wiley by a nose. Dave Nail trying to battle back. Dave Nail now. Ooh. What a finish. And I do believe it was Dave Nail taking home the win. Jonathan Wiley in second. It looks like Aaron Yancey going to come home third. We're going to go back watch that again, guys. One more time, and we're going to slow it down. As they're coming to the line. Dave Nail by 1/100th of a second. He goes to burn it down. And we wait for these drivers to make their way down to the top 3 in the Discord. And it looks like for the playoffs, it looks like Dave Stinson will be out. Brandon McGraw will be out. Thomas Adams will be out of the playoffs, as well as Alan Martin will be your first 4 out of the playoffs. And we're going to head down trackside for our interviews. We're going to start with our third place finisher, Aaron Yancey. Aaron, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you loud and clear.
All right. 2 weeks in a row, buddy. You're up here in third, taking home a podium. You punched your ticket to the playoffs last week, and you're going to punch your ticket to the round of 8 tonight. How does it feel?
You know, unbelievable, really. I barely survived that last wreck, and I thought, okay, well, we're going to go for like 6th or 5th. We'll keep it in the playoffs, maybe. But then I saw that gap, and I took it, and I was like, well, here we go. Let's own it.
All right. And we've been talking about you a lot all night, and with you, we've also been talking about Tanner Witt. So, we're going to go back to last week. Tanner was not thrilled with the move you made at the end, and we saw some discussions in the Discord. Any comment on that, buddy?
I just want to reiterate that I apologize for my actions. I said I wasn't lifting, and I did mean that. I had a fast car. I wanted to see what it could do. I just didn't think we were going to get that crazy at the end. So I am truly sorry about that.
All right. So, we'll have to talk to Tanner Witt and see if that apology is accepted, buddy. But congratulations again. We're going to be following that because I am aware that he said you are not going to win a championship if he has anything to say about it.
Well, that might be changing.
All right, some big words from Aaron Yancey, our third place finisher. We're going to let you get on out of here, buddy. But anyone you want to shout out?
Just my team, my brother and sister who helped cheer me on, who listened to me scream. It was great.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it. Congratulations again. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, that was the 98 of Aaron Yancey. Some big words from him. He's hoping for a championship. And we're going to move on to our second place finisher, Jonathan Wiley. Jonathan, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. What's going on?
Oh, man. I'm still trying to find my seat after being on my feet for that finish. How does it feel? 1/100th of a second, the difference between you and Dave Nail. Take me through that drag race to the finish line.
Yeah, it was. I mean, hell, that was a Talladega finish right there. That's about all you could say about it. It was the whole race in general was pretty calm for what I was expecting it to do. I didn't think it was going to be as chill as it was for what was at stake there. But I mean, coming home second by that close, and I was trying to keep Dave up to where I could keep as much of a run for myself as I could, pulling down off of him on the entrance of the tri-oval and mid-tri-oval there. But he just had a little better drag race.
Yep, just a little bit better at the drag race. I mean, you guys were neck and neck. It was you, then it was him, then it was you again, then it was him again.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I was surprised, too, at how calm this race was. We didn't really see a big one until the last lap.
Yeah, and the one that happened, the wreck that was a couple of times before that, I had my quick repair until then, which I'm pretty sure most everybody did, really. But, and even then, I don't think I would have had to use it, but as I was sliding backwards, Terrell hit me head on and totaled the car out, so I had to use it there. So the last couple of restarts, I knew I was just going to have to look a little further than the hood pins there and keep the nose clean as much as I could anyway for what chaos was about to happen.
Yep, well, it paid off tonight. Anyone you want to shout out, though, before we let you get on out of here?
It did pay off. Yeah, I'd like to shout out Cody, my teammate. We're going to try to keep on chipping away. I think we both made it to the second round, so for me to even make the playoffs after the season that I had at the beginning of this league season, it was just terrible. I think I had probably the first 4 or 5 races. I think I had DNFs on. So to even be in the playoffs, let alone make it to the second round, I'll take that all day long. I'm pretty happy with it. You for the broadcast, Terrell for doing everything he does for this league, and then for his own class, let alone the ARCA class that's supposed to be mine and Cody's class. You know, he does a ton behind the scenes on it. But all the drivers for racing everybody clean, all the drivers that were out of the playoffs that raced the playoff drivers clean. That was cool, and that kind of stuff goes a long ways in leagues and getting respect from everybody. But yeah, we'll just keep on logging some laps and see what we can do at Kentucky. I feel pretty good there. Me and Cody are both pretty fast there, so we'll just hope for the best and see if we can miss whatever crashes and chaos happens there.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. Congratulations again, and have a good night.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Once again, that was Jonathan Wiley finishing second. We're going to move on to tonight's big winner, though. Dave Nail in that 21 car. Dave, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Dave, I think this is the first time we've been talking to you for a podium finish this season, and what a time to do it.
Oh, yeah, it was nice. Well, I think I had you here for a second place finish, but yeah, this is a lot better.
Yeah, I tell you what, that feels like an eternity to go, especially after this one. I was on the edge of my seat for that finish. We were just talking to Jonathan Wiley about that finish. It was neck and neck. You guys were drag racing down the front stretch. No help from behind for either one of you. Just take me through that last lap.
Well, the whole last lap was crazy. I don't know what happened. Somehow I got pushed back, sucked back, whatever. Then I saw that wreck happen in the front, saw the hole, shot through it, and I thought there was no one beside me, and all of a sudden here comes Wiley just flying up. I was like, oh, hell, now I got to drag race somebody. And so as we kind of got near that start-finish line, and he was kind of side-dropped me a little bit, I was kind of hoping he would get me timed up right so I could get him right back and then try to get that lead at the last second. And I saw a car come up and bump him right at the end. I was like, oh, hell no, he's going to bump him into the lead.
And I tell you what, if that start and finish line was maybe another 100 feet down that straightaway, he would have gotten the lead. Are you aware of the gap at the end there?
Yeah, I saw it. I don't even think 100 feet. I think 3 feet he probably would have got me.
Yep. Well, you were the one out in front when y'all reached the line, so you get to take home the checkered flag. And I do believe that is going to punch your ticket to the round of 8 here.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear.
So, congratulations again, man. Anyone you want to shout out before you go start celebrating?
I just got one thing to say, and I was going to wait until I won a race. It just took too long. My last name is Null, not Nail. So, but I was like, I ain't going to bring it up until I win one.
Well, no. All right. I am going to remember that because
Yeah.
I think I've said it a couple times and I've never known what to say. I apologize. That is a name I should not be butchering.
It happens all the time. Don't feel bad.
So I'm going to feel a little bit bad for the rest of the night, but thank you for filling me in.
No problem, man.
All right, but we are going to let you go start the celebration. Have a good night, buddy.
All right, man. You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, that was Dave Nall taking home the win tonight. And I promise I'm going to get that right from now on, Dave. We're going to go ahead and run through our official results here. Taking home the win was Dave Nall in the 21 car. Second place was Jonathan Wiley. Aaron Yancey comes home third. Scott Tomlinson in fourth. Preston Shepard finishes fifth. In sixth place, we had Cody Sanderson. Dakota Dennis comes home seventh. In eighth was Chris Jones. Joseph Treskowski finishes ninth. Seth LaCroix in 10th. Sean Merriman in 11th. Vincent Isabella finishes 12th. Tanner Witt in 13th. Alan Martin in 14th. Brandon McGraw comes home 15th. Dave Stinson in 16th. Bruce Lee Weaver in 17th. 18th was Stephen Linger. Casey Flowers comes home in 19th. Thomas Adams finishes 20th. Terrell Wheeler finishes 21st after being involved in 3 incidents, and Scott Leonard is going to round out your field in 22nd. And I would just like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association ARCA series. Make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe button. Go check us out on Facebook. We need 100 followers on Facebook so we can bring these races live to Facebook as well as YouTube. Make sure you tune in next Sunday night for the NORA the NORA Cup Series live from Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta for 100 laps, their first round of the playoffs. And then we will be right back here next Monday night for the second round of the playoffs in the NORA ARCA Series live from Kentucky for 150 laps. And just a reminder, starting September 17th, we have a new league joining the Rebel Racing family. It is the Third Coast Racing Xfinity League. Once again, that is being headed by Dakota Dennis and Marcus Castle. Dakota Dennis, a driver you are familiar with here in the ARCA Series. He will be coming back to the track on Wednesday nights for the Third Coast Racing Xfinity Series. If you are interested in running, make sure you reach out to him or Marcus Castle on Discord or Facebook. They are posting in all the Facebook groups. And get involved with that one. Until next week, this is Austin Householder signing off. Thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in.